One correct breath can make all the difference to your sprinting performance. And what do I mean by that? Well, one correct breath, when you breathe correctly, it makes a huge difference. And why does it make much of a difference? It seems inconsequential, doesn't it? But the point is that breathing is kind of a survival thing that we have to do. And we do it without thinking. But breathing correctly is all about improving your health. And you need to breathe correctly to be the healthiest you possibly can, but also be in the prime state for sports performance and especially sprinting. Because when we actually breathe correctly, we're more relaxed, our body's in tune, our hips are strong as well because our muscles are working together. There is a direct link between your diaphragm and your breathing muscles and your hip muscles. And when both of those are having a relationship, then your hip muscles are going to fire. And that's where sprinting comes from, the hip muscles. Now, breathing correctly and one breath can make all the difference because we've forgotten how to breathe correctly in society, not just in sport as well. So when we forget to do something so foundational and forget to do it properly, we don't forget to do it obviously, but we forget to do it properly, there is an impact on our health and there's an impact on our body's function. Because breathing is so foundational that if we're doing it doing it wrong, then there's a chain reaction through our body. That's kind of deficiency sends a chain reaction through our body. When muscles stop working, your body tightens up. Other muscles start to overwork because those other muscles that have shut down aren't working. So other muscles have to function to keep you function more to keep you going, and they're short and tighten. And this often is the case why we run tight, because there's a chain reaction of deficiency that started, and you can bet that the actual reason for that is incorrect breathing. Through the life we live at the moment, in society we live at the moment, breathing is kind of something that, or breathing correctly is becoming rarer and rarer, because we've got so many distractions that take us out of the present moment, that take us into a kind of a stressful state. And because of that, our breathing is impacted. If we're constantly taken into a kind of fight or flight state due to, being late in traffic or a certain thing in the news that annoys you and this constant bombardment, then our breathing becomes shallower. It becomes more into our chest, which is stress breathing, basically. It's called apical breathing, but we're actually breathing into our chest. And that means that our diaphragm is not being worked properly. We're not getting enough oxygen to our lungs, which means the cells in our body are not getting sufficient amount of oxygen to create the ATP. But basically, our diaphragm is not actually connecting to those hip muscles as well. When we breathe through our chest, that's stressful breathing. That actually causes so much trouble in our body at the moment. So when I say that one correct breath can make all the difference, it does, because one correct breathing is so rare today in human beings. When we take a correct breath, it resets our body, or goes a long way to resetting our body. So when I say a correct breath, everything, and we can't consciously do this 24/7, but because the body, we've got things to think about, got things to do, but we can correct it periodically throughout the day, repeatedly throughout the day, by taking a correct breath into our belly, below our belly button. So you basically put your finger on your just below your belly button, about 5 centimeters below it. And once you do that, you're aiming to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, or in through your mouth and out through your mouth. Both can work, but you're looking to breathe just into your belly, nothing in your chest. And when you actually do that, you create the correct breathing pattern. When you you make the correct breathing pattern, you can change your body, reset your body, both physically and mentally. And this makes a massive difference. Imagine how powerful that is just before a race. Imagine that just one single breath can make all the difference, and it can change your performance. It can change your performance, one single breath, because as I say, correct breathing is so rare in the human bodies and in athletes at the moment. Specifically when just before a race the pressure hits, they've got, this is where they're putting pressure on themselves, they've got to perform, and this puts pressure, causes stress, and that means incorrect breathing patterns. But if you can correct it and reset the body with the correct breathing pattern, you can get ahead of your competition. So when we actually think about one correct breathing breath, we're looking for one correct breath, putting your finger on you just 5 centimeters below your belly, because you need to get the bear to aim for the air to go below your belly button to be top-notch performance. As an athlete, you need to learn to breathe really well, and this means aiming the breath right below your belly button, almost into your hips. And once you breathe into your hips, as it were, as low as possible, then the belly domes up and the chest doesn't rise. The chest shouldn't rise when you're doing that. And when you take it in through your nose or in through your mouth, and then you slowly exhale out through your mouth, and you slowly allow the air to pass out, because that's your body letting go of tension, that exhalation. When that's extended, and you basically are still after that breath, you just actually kind of contemplate that breath, then you've actually reset your body, and that makes a massive difference to your performance, specifically before you're racing. Now it's coming into winter season training, you're not going to be competing, but so you can practice it in training and see the difference. Do a rep of what it is, 300s or 200s or even 60 meters. Do a rep once, and then do this breath beforehand, and you're sure to feel a difference. And you need to practice this beforehand, because you need to be able to remember to bring this in when pressure hits at the moment. You need to make it a habit. One correct breath can make all the difference to your hip function, to your strength, to your relaxation, and to your connection, your mind and body connection. So just remember, practice that breath, even just one breath, or you may want to take 2, whichever way, but all I'm trying to get you to understand is how easy it is when you do something so foundational that we've learned to do incorrectly. When you learn to do it correctly, how much of a difference it brings to your body. Remember, breathing correctly is so rare in human bodies around the world right now, because of the stress that we've got from mobile phones and all sorts of things. But when you breathe correctly, you reset the body, and you can really make a massive difference. Okay, hope that video was helpful. Please like, please share, and I will see you in the next one.